both members of the pair. Just like us humans, they communicate with each other throughout the build to ensure it's completed to their specific requirements.
Yan naman yung hammer crop na tawagin. Paki-explain na lang.
The huge enclosed structures are built all year round and can easily accommodate a human being. Each pair may build up to 5 nests a year. They occupy them for relatively short periods and can return to a previously occupied nest or renovate an old one. The suitability of the site and the entrance hole direction is dependent on the tree's position. A distinctive and legendary mystery bird with
Legendary bird na yan. Ang tatag na legendary bird. Na-explain na sa English.
throated hummingbird.
Hummingbird.
It's easy to see why the hummingbird's nest is so pretty. This beautiful little nest is built entirely by the female bird, with her tastes quite obvious in its design and creation. The male plays barely any role at all aside from mating. They have no part in choosing the nesting site, gathering the materials to build it, or raising the chicks once they're born. A fine example of an absent father, the male hummingbird has it pretty easy. The female, on the other hand, prior to hatching her eggs, spends several hours a day for up to 7 days collecting materials for her well-considered nest. She hunts out bits of moss and lichen, plant down from thistles, dandelions, or cattails, spider silk, cotton fibers, small bits of bark or leaves, feathers, fuzz, and fur. The solo mom weaves the materials together into decorate.
Ito yung pangatlo. Bald eagle. Yan ang mga bald eagle. Paki-translate na nga lang sa English.
Eggs meters deep. Not only that, but this nest weighed more than 2 tons. It must have been one enormous tree to cope with that monster. It was examined in 1963 and was found to be a genuine bird-created nest. The male and female eagles build.
Yan naman yung mga genuine bird.
Continue to use the same nest each year, adding 1 to 2 feet of new material to the old structure. Eagles will return to the same nest and nesting territory each year if they successfully produce young at a nest. If their previous nest was unproductive and the pair decides to build a new one, the process begins 1 to 3 months prior. Every material is considered for the nest's design. Interwoven sticks create a solid structure, and the interior is lined with grass, corn stalks, and other soft materials to ensure the comfort of their young. Moss is included and may serve as
Yung mga edible nest. Yan yung mahal na pugad. Binibili. Pinasasahog sa recipe. Yan yun. Pari, na sa English?
It's just 12 centimeters long and weighs about 18 grams. The swiftlet and the glossy swiftlet live in the limestone caves of Andaman. Nesting deep within the caves and other poorly lit areas, the swiftlets use echolocation for navigation with sound waves as they bounce off the surface. Their nesting locations are chosen to ensure they are safe from natural predators. And due to their size, these guys are prey to pretty much any creature or animal bigger than them, including bats, cats, and rats. They build nests that can be eaten by humans and are considered a rare delicacy in Chinese cuisine. The fact that they are built out of the bird
Bili ng mga Chinese. Ha? European bee-eater. Yan. Ganda. Lang sa mga danger species na yan. Sa English.
Lay eggs. Both the male and female care for the eggs, feeding and roosting as a couple. They look after their brood for about 3 weeks. During courtship, the male bee-eater finds and delivers food to the female, feeding her large items and eating the small ones himself. They primarily feed on insects, especially bees, wasps, and hornets, removing the sting before consumption. The male steps up his game before and during egg laying, making sure his mate is well fed. As most males are monogamous and
The bee-eater yan. Kumakain ng mga bee. Sa mga butas-butas lang sila ng river. Yan. Bibihira na rin yan. Mga danger species na rin yan. Describe na sa English.
500, and their nests are found at phenomenal heights. In fact, from a distance, they look like small haystacks stuck up a tree or telephone pole. An impressive sight. They must take a
Man yan, maabot ng mga ilang taon. Pero marami sila dyan. Nagpupugad. Yun o. Oh. Natin, hardwood nest yan. Nasa ano naman yan, sa nagpupugad sila sa may gitna ng tubig. Yan ang mga hardwood. Pakidescribe na sa English.
always restricted to altitudes of 3,000 to 5,200 meters above sea level. Like the European bee-eater, the horned-coot is monogamous and sometimes breeds in colonies of up to 80 pairs. The male of the species are a little larger than the female on average, with a total length of up to 62 centimeters and a reported body mass of around 2 kilograms. They build huge nests that are typically made from pebbles piled high to form
Falcon. Oh. Yan. Sa mga ano naman matataas na kabundukan, nagpupugan. Ibira na rin yung mga short falcon. Ay, sige na sa English.
Finding on a suitable destination to begin breeding. Their nests are quite basic in comparison to others and can range from bare or debris-covered soil to a structure of dead sticks, usually with little or no lining. The gerfalcon doesn't build the nest itself. However, both male and female do add their contribution by scraping a hollow depression in the center of an already constructed one. These birds typically breed in Arctic and alpine tundra in northern Canada and Alaska, where trees aren't a common sight. In these areas, there is an abundance of nesting seabirds or waterfowl, whose habitats include rocky seacoasts, offshore islands, river and lake.
Natin, little green. Nasa mga ano naman siya, para rin siya mga kalahi ng mga bibe. Describe na na.
In length, it pursues fish and aquatic invertebrate prey underwater, skillfully using the surrounding vegetation to hide. Like all grebes, it breeds in small colonies and nests at the water's edge. The nest sits on a floating platform of vegetation concealed with additional foliage. Unfortunately, it is vulnerable to fluctuations in water levels, either flooding following heavy rain or being left stranded in drought. The little bird usually lays between 4 to 7 eggs, hiding them from predators when leaving the nest to find food. Leave the nest and are often
Natin, humming Taylor bird. Yan ang humming Taylor bird, laging nakataas ang isang paa yata.
lives in the tropical ecosystems of Asia, and just like its name suggests, it is a tailor of sorts. It sews a sturdy nest together from leaves and spider webs, fine grass, or plant fibers, and it's rather an impressive sight. The edges of a large
Naman siya sa ano, sa dahon.
with short, rounded wings, a short tail, strong legs, and a long. We found in open woodland, scrub, and
Prekansya ka na. Pang ano natin, pang sampo. Describe na na.
factors. The lakes they live on are rich in resources, meaning the energy required by the female in producing each egg is minimal, and the eggs can be equally well incubated by a parent of either gender. Isn't that handy? Dad incubates the eggs, and once the chicks are born, he carries them under his wings to keep them warm and dry until they are almost 3 weeks old. They breed throughout sub-Saharan Africa, laying brown, glossy eggs with irregular black markings in a nest that is created to float on water. A simple structure made from aquatic vegetation, the nest is partially submerged if close to the water's edge, and if in deeper water, it sits on a small, floating, raft-like creation made from vegetation.
Woody woodpecker. Kung tawagin. Yung bubutas ng mga puno yan. Woodpecker.
With their beak. This sound can be heard from some distance away, so it's quite the effective communication tool. The woodpecker
Number
mostly
11.
nests and roosts in holes that the male of the species excavates, with help from the female who may tap around it to signal her approval. Dead trees or dead parts of live trees are chosen as suitable nesting sites.
Pa number 11 natin, ha? Woodpecker.
The nests are abandoned when they are no longer needed, and other cavity nesting birds take up residence in them.
Great hornbill. Yan. Oh. Ganda niyan. Pa-describe na lang sa English.
Seem unusual, but when waiting for their chicks to hatch, the female is sealed inside the nest to protect both her and the babies. The opening to the cavity is wide enough to pass food through, but narrow enough to seal out potential predators, such as monkeys, raptors, and other predators that feed on eggs and young birds. Although the great hornbill is a large bird, more than capable of building its own nest, it regularly takes up residence in one vacated by a woodpecker that has been enlarged by fungus. Once the fussy female has agreed on her accommodation and made herself comfortable, the male sets about making improvements.
Natin, purple moran. Ayan. Ayan ang purple moran. Pa-describe na lang.
Curved upper mandible, which gives it a strange appearance. The bill extends to the top of its head in a bright red shield, and it has unusually long legs, slender toes, and fine claws. There's little difference between both the female and the male. However, there are 13 subspecies that differ greatly in size and color, ranging from purple, blue, and dark brown through to bronze green and pale chestnut. The moorhen is also known as the waterhen or swamp chicken.
Tatapusin ng ating mga 13 na iba't ang klaseng mga ibon.